Good afternoon.
Still morning, I think. Yes, still morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Most important today to report that we are kicking some ass in the Ryder Cup. I love the Ryder Cup. It's my favorite.
I
Besides
do
the major.
too. I wasn't here yesterday. I was traveling. So today I'm trying to catch up on stuff and I can't, it's not like a background thing. It's, you got to sort of focus,
You have to watch it. Yes, I
right?
agree. Yeah.
Like a regular golf tournament day,
Yes.
I guess Friday would be day two. This is obviously day one of the Ryder Cup. You can have it on in the background. You can watch a
You could
replay.
catch up. You could listen to.
I can't, I had it
the
on for a little bit and it
broadcast.
was like, it was distracting me. I actually turned it off.
Yeah, I get that. It's a lot of fun. Good stuff.
Yeah, I hope to focus on it on tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah.
Spend some time just watching. All right, so I know we've beaten to death the online review stuff over the last 3 episodes.
Right.
Before we move on to different topics, I thought that we should, I mean, the idea that online reviews are so important. We know this. We've seen all the studies. We've seen that more than 90% of people are consulting reviews before making purchases. We've talked about the idea of fake reviews continuing to be a problem. And I thought before we move on to something else in the next episode, not this episode, I just wanted to sort of explore some of the things that are out there that are sort of related to fake reviews. Some of them are funny, but they're not funny. I don't know. Let's just start. So what I wanted to start with was, let me just throw an image up. I'm showing the image of the sign outside of a coffee shop that says,
Yeah, I've seen
come
that.
in and try the worst coffee one woman on
Very
TripAdvisor
clever.
had in her life.
Very clever.
Okay, it's clever. Yes, it's clever. So my first thought was, is it real? Like, did somebody actually do it, or was somebody just creating this sign for, just to get attention? But if you Google it, there's more than one version of it. It appears that people did use it.
Did you
It actually
identify any of the businesses that were using it and look on their review site?
I did. I found it on TripAdvisor for cafe, more than one. The point is, it's out there and people are, I guess they just laugh it off and they say, is that going to attract more customers or push more customers away?
I'd say yes. I say, because as we know, one of the things about negative reviews that it makes you seem human. Like we always say, if you go on a Yelp for a restaurant and you see 50 reviews and every single one of them's a 5, that's a huge red flag.
Yes.
So granted, at least I feel somebody's going to not like my product.
Yeah.
And I might have had a bad day.
So you think it's sort of a clever way to just of make fun of the idea that this is part of our world.
Humor. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's unlikely that this is the worst coffee the woman ever had.
Of course not.
Yeah. No, it's.
Do you disagree?
No, I think a lot of people would be scared to do it. I think that's more.
What do you mean?
That's scared to actually put it out there.
Business is scared to put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's old school mentality. That's old school thinking. When people think that their reviews everyone's not going to see all their reviews. So
exactly. If this guy was on top of his game, he had to look up before he did that his reviews and realize, have a comfort level. Most of my reviews are fine. Just one idiot wrote that. If he looked up his reviews and said, oh my God, I got 6 reviews and they all were terrible, I may not want to put that sign up.
Yeah, right. But okay, so there's other things out there. So it does appear that it's in, I don't know if you'd call this popular culture, but the idea that the review sites are so important for consumers to make decisions, it does appear in popular culture. There's obviously lots of press about fake reviews on a serious note, but in the TV show The Office back from the early 2000s, I guess it actually ended just after 2010. Anyway, in 2007, they actually went to TripAdvisor and asked if they could use TripAdvisor in an episode. And the reason
Yes.
was,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going to go
know.
into I do watch it. We still watch it. It's always on in my house. It's sort of like the default when no one knows what to watch and the TV's on. You can
Never
always
seen-
find The Office on somewhere. So anyway, in this 2007 episode, Dwight Schrute, he has the beet farm. He's quirky. Is that a good way to describe him? I don't know. He decides to convert the beet farm or use it as a bed and breakfast, I guess it was. And so the writers went to TripAdvisor and asked if they could put a review page for this new hotel, bed and breakfast, whatever it actually was, on TripAdvisor. And at the time, TripAdvisor was not the behemoth that it became in terms of marketing for hotels and restaurants. And they didn't do TV advertising at the time. And they just thought, hey, this is a good way to just get some publicity. So they did it. And I don't know, I assume that they still are thrilled that that happened. But to this day, that page is still up there. There's a message from TripAdvisor saying, please do not attempt to book this hotel as it's fictional. But there are still reviews coming in. There was a New York Times article in 2010, which was only 3 years after they used it in the episode, that talked about how it's still going on. That's 11 years ago. It's still up there. I didn't go through all the reviews to see if there's more coming in, but I would imagine there still are. If they put it up there, people click things. You signed up for some sort of platinum golf package accidentally, apparently, right? So should it still be up there? I don't know. Is it comedy? An interesting thing about that is that if you scroll down the TripAdvisor page, that they also refer you or put links to other businesses in the area. So there's restaurants in the area
there's a valid reason why. So that listing still serves a purpose of some sort.
It's helping other businesses.
Right. So like if somebody signed up to book that place after 11 years or however long it's been, yeah, that's bad on them. But the fact that it's up there and I have a neighboring business and there's a link on there for me, I'm good, great.
Right. So it's just interesting that,
I
don't know, they were encouraging, I guess, fake reviews. All right. So, I mean, that is what it is. I just found that very interesting. But then you start going into other things, like the guy in London who.
The Shed.
What's that?
The Shed.
The Shed.
Shed restaurant. See, that's really totally different because that was proactively putting on a fake show.
Absolutely.
He did that on purpose from the get-go as an experiment.
Absolutely.
Remarkably, it worked.
Yeah. So we'll put the links.
But the only thing I didn't get on that, maybe you could explain or clarify that, is with a very limited number of reviews, he was able to climb up the review list very quickly. Like I think he only had 10 or 15 reviews and he was already at the top of the list.
Yeah, well, that speaks to the methodology and the algorithm that these review sites are using to make
it shouldn't be that easy to climb to the top. I don't care if you have a terrific business and 5 to 10 reviews, you on top of it.
I mean, yes, and that's a whole other issue about methodology, which we'll talk about methodology when we get back to more substantive topics relating to what we do. Bottom line, is disturbing. I mean, he got the idea because this was written in 2017 sometime. Yeah, late 2017, only 4 years ago. So he was being paid to write fake reviews for restaurants. That's how he got this idea.
Right.
And he obviously knew what he was doing. The fake pictures of dishes, like with
Yeah.
shaving cream, and oh my God. So, let's not get into this any more than that, other than the stuff is out there and it's comical, I guess, in some way. But at the end of the day, the fake reviews are still a problem. Clearly, they are still a problem.
They are.
And we've talked about, from a business perspective, we talked about how businesses can combat it and have a better understanding of what customer or guest satisfaction is in their establishment by putting into place programmatic transactional feedback programs like ours and others. We have competitors, obviously. But from a consumer standpoint, I guess most people know that this fake reviews exist, and I don't know what the percentages are, and we could probably do some primary research on that. So, all right, I guess should we call it a day? What do you think?
If you want.
Let's call it a day. And then, well, thanks everybody for watching or listening to us, and
absolutely.
see you on the next episode.
Okay.